energy and gas exchange between the atmosphere and especially ecosystems, but also urban systems. So I'm a climate scientist, but also environmental scientist. So as geographers, we're always at the interface to some other disciplines. So yeah, so it's very nice because I can adapt to basically every one of you already with some things. We also worked on. We also just published an article on post-mining landscapes, for example. So yeah, so with each of you, I think we can talk hopefully during the course of the week. And so yeah, so we do a lot in ecological climatology, but also in urban climate. And there it's more applied. So we're also doing climate adaptation. We worked on a couple of climate adaptation concepts for city of Aachen, for example, city of Münster, and some other communities. So yeah, I think there's a lot of things we can discuss. This workshop, also in the workshop in Ghana in February, and so on. So really looking forward to this week, and yeah, hope you feel well here. Just as I'm already speaking, just two things organizatorical for the workshop on Thursday. So for not everyone it might be new, the Google Earth thing, sure you already know what it is, but maybe for many of you it might be interesting. But it would be good, I don't know if all of you already registered. This would be very important to do before the workshop because it would take too much time during the workshop to do that. So please, it's not hard. It takes like 10 minutes or something, but it would be good if you could do it beforehand. And also, please let Niels, he should have contacted all of you by email. I hope you all received this email from my colleague. To let him know if you use your own laptop or if you need a guest account or something. That's just important for him. Otherwise, he needs to know how many guest accounts he needs to set up and so on. So, but just organizatorical. And yeah, looking forward to this one.
Okay, so thank you. My name is Makafui, and it's nice meeting you all, and of course, family colleagues from Ghana. I did religious studies all through, but majored in Islamic studies and Christian Muslim relations, and so you can call me a historian of religions. I'm into various fields, to climate change, gender studies, and of course making sure that religious people find ways and means of working together, collaborating and cooperating together. So this is very important for me because climate change is something we've been talking about, and it falls under the SDG 13, and we are looking forward to how religious people can work together to preserve and maintain the kind of climate or environment that God created, and so that we do not destroy it, but find ways and means of working together to keep it, and so that we can all enjoy it and develop it. And so this is very interesting for me, and I'm sure that with the kind of area that I fall into, that I can work with all of you, because you still work with people, and people can either be religious or irreligious, but then if we need to develop and we need to find ways of development, then we need to work together. So nice being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I did my studies, yes, so all my studies in Ghana, back with my PhD, partly in the University of Hamburg and partly in KNUST. Yes.
Okay. Almost getting there. My name is Rudith King. I work for Center for Settlement Studies. I'm a development planner. I did my first degree at KNUST. My second was a joint one between University of Ghana and University of Dortmund, where I graduated with my master's degree in spatial planning and organization and management. I also have a degree from University College of London in gender studies, gender planning and policy. And my PhD from University of Sussex, where I did development studies that focus on gender. I teach at KNUST. I'm a researcher into gender issues, policy planning, but mainly related now to flooding and land governance issues. So I teach Yalat as my student at the master's level. And I think she just finished my course with, I don't remember the date. But eight, another eight. So we are currently doing studies in flood related areas. And I like the bit that you talk about related to sea. Because where we live in Kumasi, we seem to be oblivious of the fact that there's something called the sea, and the effects of the sea can be as equally as dangerous and bad as any other water body where we experience flooding. Because currently, the southern part of Ghana is going through a lot of stress due to the climate change and issues related to adaptation is something we need to be talking about more often now to be able to help our people. Otherwise, sooner or later, half of Ghana will be washed away. But we do not seem to appreciate the dangerous path the country is currently taking. So I'm glad we are all here, and that consciousness is needed for us to be aware and find out what we can do, and that's why the climate change and adaptation is very critical for us now. So I'm very happy to be here with all of you and with all my colleagues, and I hope we're going to have a fruitful meeting and discussion. Thank you.
For sure, yeah. I have the feeling. I feel you have like all very, very interesting backgrounds, specialized in different things, but in the end, everything comes to the project somehow, in terms of climate change, SDGs, and so on. So I think we will have very fruitful discussions, for sure. Happy to have you. Okay, last but not least.
Okay, so I'm Irene Noradine, and I'm a research fellow at the Center for Settlement Studies. I'm also a PhD candidate at the Department of Geography and Rural Development. I had my first degree in geography and economics, but I majored in economics at KNUST. And I went further to have my master's, my MPhil at University of Cape Coast in development studies. I joined the Center for Settlement Studies 7 years ago as an assistant research fellow, and over the period I enrolled in a PhD course at the Department of Geography and Rural Development. I'm currently looking at flood insurance in informal communities, urban communities in Kumasi. It has been very controversial.
Don't look at me.
Yes, it has been very controversial because whilst people are looking at strategies and adaptation and so forth for communities, and the argument has really been more of urban communities being the cause, building in waterways and so forth. My argument has been that yes, indeed, they are the cause, but they already exist in these communities, and they are also passerbys who move through the communities, and then they have to be some sustainable means. So I come in with another toolbox of a sort of framework for urban communities in the form of insurance, not a micro insurance scheme that can work. So I'm coming in with my geography and my economics to fit into this urban problem. So that's a bit
Very interesting.
Yeah.